Let's dive right into it. So in this video, I kind of want to continue talking a bit more about things that I was talking about yesterday. Kind of more so like regarding taking your own path in life, right? Taking your own sense of interest in terms of what it is that you want to create, what it is that you want to build. Society, in many different ways, has been structured in very specific ways, right? Um, I'm not really talking about deviation here. What I'm talking about is recognizing the expanded kind of universe that is, choices and decisions and everything. Life and choices and decisions are far more manual than we realize. And a lot of us are brought up in a system we are birthed into and brought up in a system that is very structured in a very specific way, right? Um, I know that I've had several talks with my sweetheart regarding this stuff, and it's just very interesting because um, there are so many different routes that you can go about, right? Like, you know, I look at it this way. Apple doesn't have to be here, right? When I say Apple, I don't mean the fucking fruit. I mean the brand, the product that produces the phones, soon to be cars, from what I understand. Like, life is so manual. Whatever it is that you think the world needs, that's what this is about, right? And there are many different things that shape that pursuit. In fact, I'm really glad that I'm talking about this now because I'm definitely gonna bring this up with my sweetheart. Probably at some point in the near future. Um, we always have great conversations, and that excites me because it allows for kind of like, what's the word for it? I don't really know what the word for it is, but I feel like, here we go. I feel like this is why I started these videos, diving into the feels. So I feel like life is far more like manual, that like in life a lot of people have been taught to, and this is both a metaphor and also fact, but in life a lot of people have been taught to drive an automatic car, right? They don't have to worry about shifting and stuff. They don't have to worry about like all this, that, and the other, right? They just go. They press on the gas and they press on the brake when they need to, but they press on the gas to go, and the car just takes them. And then you hear, over the course of driving to wherever you're going, you hear, like so on a on a manual car, you're completely in charge of all the movements, right? And there's a good chance that if you don't know what you're doing, you're going to fuck things up. And life is like that, but there's beauty behind that because it's like there's so much to be discovered in the fallbacks, in the failures, in the fuck ups, and all that stuff. There's so much to be discovered. If you didn't shift out of third gear and down into first gear for whatever the fuck reason, um, for whatever reason you thought it was necessary to, and blow your fucking engine, if that's what happens, like, maybe you wouldn't have stepped out of the car on the side of the road and talked to this person, and this would have and it goes even beyond that. What I'm trying to dive into here is how structured our day-to-day lives have become, and how, don't get me wrong, structure is important and stuff. No, structure is not the word to use. Here we go. Automated. Truly, think about it. Like, there are a lot of people out there that find profound comfort in just chilling the fuck out and mindlessly scrolling, right? And they only do it because their brain is like, alright, time to scroll. Work is over. Time to relax. Time to scroll. Let's go. And like, if you can see that clearly for what it is, that in and of itself is a program taking you to a very specific, taking you in a very specific vehicle to a very specific destination. And that destination is just more of, like, it's a cycle, right? Consumption, just over and over again. Consumption. One of the most important things that I've learned regarding success, in the pursuit of success, in order to be successful in life, right? I mean, that's a very general, that's a very general, I shouldn't dive into that. What I'm trying to say here is that in terms of, like, creating something and putting it out there in this day and age, in 2022, right, we're talking social media, we're talking Web3, we're getting into the metaverse, this is NFTs and stuff, this is a whole different universe, this is exactly what people in, I don't even know when the internet first came. I don't remember the date. But email, right? There were a bunch of people that were fucking against it, just like people now are against NFTs and stuff, and like the metaverse. They're like, this is going too far. Meanwhile, like 5 to 10 years down the line, they'll just be fucking addicted to it. But what I'm trying to say here is that day-to-day life, unless you fucking look closely at it and challenge the shit out of stuff, it is automated. So, yeah, if you're fucking comfortable with mindlessly scrolling and doing whatever the fuck else it is that you've gotten this thing fucking used to through repetition, through day-to-day activity, through fucking... But when I say, the whole sleeping metaphor, I don't mean, like, actually sleeping. I mean, like, automation. Automation to me is fucking sleeping. And I think that's very interesting because when you challenge the program's not there to benefit you. It's just like literally like okay, the challenge. The program is like, all right, so you're gonna draw a circle and then you're gonna draw a square. What's next? Okay, well the program is to draw a circle and then to draw a square. Okay, we're just gonna keep drawing circle and drawing circle, square, circle. Like it's just that over and over and over. That's literally what automation is. You put in the details, you set a fucking program, and then it just fucking goes, and it goes, and it goes, and it goes, and it does not stop until you do something about it. And automation, considering that it's like sleep, and we're the fucking drivers of it, and we're just like gone, we're just fucking out, nothing changes, ever. So until you look at that and you're like, oh, right? And you see it clearly for what it is because you're realizing, like, fucking red alert, it's going straight into the fucking Titanic. It's basically the ice, hold on. It's basically the Titanic going straight into the fucking iceberg. It's like, oh shit, right? When you see it for what it is, then you have to insert yourself in it in a very specific way and be like, no, turn that fucking, turn away from the iceberg. I just think this is very interesting because life is like that. It doesn't matter in what pursuit you're in. It doesn't matter in what level of comfort you're in. Even potentially what level of, challenge or change you're in. Like, it's happening. Your mind is running a very specific program. If you believe that you are a piece of shit and it's fucking hardwired into your brain, chances are of you waking up tomorrow feeling any better about yourself are fucking slim to none, right? But that doesn't mean that tomorrow you shouldn't approach it and be like, hey, this needs to fucking change, right? That also doesn't mean that today you shouldn't look at yourself in the mirror and be like, all right, I'm fucking done with that. Challenging the automation is what I'm talking about here. If your automation is set up for, wow, my fucking loser, fucking, I don't know, unworthy piece of shit. If that's what and I'm being fucking raw here. If that's what the fucking program is, if that's what has been set up and designed for you, that's fucking hardwired. By the way, over and over and over again, day after day after day, right? 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, hundreds of days, a year, years, decades. Like, yeah, it's fucking locked in. And the chances of you, based on your lifestyle, based on that, look at the fucking comfort, based on that, you're gonna change? I don't know. I don't believe in you can't teach an old dog new tricks. That whole thing pisses me the fuck off. And whoever buys into that is, I don't know, it's stupid to me. But what I am suggesting here is just how fucking manual life is. Life is so unbelievably manual, it scares the shit out of me. Because the way that I look at it, and I've just been realizing this because of, like, the paths that I'm looking at to pursue to create things. Like, I'm looking at everything, right? I'm looking at everything, and I'm like, holy fuck. Like, I get to do what I want to do. I can create what I want to create. Like, looking at it from that standpoint, it changed. And not only that, but looking at the comforts as well, right? Like what are your comforts and why are they there? Okay, a comfort is you spend 5 minutes. 5 minutes. That's like nothing. 5 minutes on social media. I'm sure there are people out there that spend fucking mindless hours scrolling on social media. I'm not one of them. But, you know, like 5 minutes. All right, like, say, for instance, you want to consider changing your life, right? Any fucking area of your life, right? So, this is what I would look at. And this is stepping outside of automation. This is what I would look at, right? What do you do with your morning? What do you do with your, I don't know, around noontime? What do you do with your afternoon? What do you do with your evening? What do you do with your night? Literally making every single fucking second count. Like, not fucking bullshitting. Like, the amount of stuff that can actually change in one's own life because you look, like, we all have 24 hours. We all have 24 hours in a day. Nobody's special. There's not a single person on the face of this planet that has, like, 25 hours or 26 hours. We all have 24 hours. So look closely at what it is that you're investing your time into. Not only time, but also energy. What are you investing your energy into? Are you investing your energy into things that you're used to because it's just comfortable for you and, you know for a fucking fact it's terrible for you? Or are you investing your energy in things that energize you? You're either investing your energy in things that exhaust and drain you, or you're investing your energy into things that energize you and bring you to fucking life. Like, that's what it is. So kind of like stepping outside, like, okay, automation is cycle, squirrel, circle, square. I can't believe I just said squirrel. That was hilarious. Which reminds me, my sweetheart and I, we were walking down the road the other day, and a squirrel was, like, following us. It was so weird. It was strange. Anyway, so the program is circle, square, right? Circle, square, over and over and over again, over and over and over again, over and over again, right? So another one you could look at is, like, I'm a piece of shit. I'm a piece of shit. Like, it's just going in cycles and circles over and over and over again until you consciously look at it and actually decide to do something about it. That's not going to change. All of this stuff is automation. Automation in habits, automation in belief systems, automation. Until you look at it and potentially challenge it or even change it, it's not going anywhere. It's only going to be more of the same thing over and over and over again. And so, like, that's why one, conscious awareness is so important. That's one. Two, if you're not fucking changing it, you're fucking choosing it. And a lot of people are choosing it. I like that quote because it's true. What you're not changing, you're choosing. What you don't make different in your life stays the same. And now listen, the only thing standing, I'm not about to get into some, freaking, like, inspirational stuff. But truly, the only thing that's standing between you and what you want is the comfort of where you are. And there's something that tells me that the comfort of where a person is just not satisfying. It's not. I don't think that there's anything. There is still comfort in my life. I fucking want to punch it in its face every single fucking day, and I'm actively doing that because there are other things that I could be doing with that. Let me just, I'm not here to bash on, like, video games or anything, but I was somebody who grew up with video games. I played video games all the fucking time. And then I think I was like 20 years old or something like that. When I turned 20, like, I was a fucking hardcore gamer. Like, just like I would actually go to sleep or pretend like I was going to sleep, wait for my parents to go to sleep. Like when I was younger and everything. Wait for my parents to go to sleep, and then get up and play until fucking early, a.m. I was crazy into gaming. But the example is like, are you consciously looking at your life and asking yourself if what it is that you're doing, what it is that you're pursuing, what it is that you're creating, if it's what you actually want? If you're not, I would argue that you're doing yourself a disservice in staying stuck in an outdated program that's selling you the same old bullshit, right? So really take the time to look at your life. And of course, I could quote it from Fight Club with what's his name? Come on. Anyway, I'm sure that many people know. Brad Pitt and Edward Norton. There's this whole, I'm not going to get into it, but it's about, because I don't want to ruin the movie for anyone, it's a wonderful movie. It's about pain and sacrifice, right? And it's interesting because whenever you try to change whenever you try to change any area of your life, there is usually some level of pain and suffering, right? It's like, it doesn't matter what it is, right? Like, you have to take this out of your diet, but you love eating that, and not having that's going to look like some serious fucking pain, right? But it's all about expanding yourself. It's all about opening the door and allowing yourself to walk through to new potentials and a whole new different reality. That's how it goes. Life is manual as fuck. It is so manual. It's crazy how manual it is. And when you see it for clearly what it is, by the way, this whole automation thing, it goes into rules and all that stuff. But this is the way that things have always been. This is the way that things are supposed to be. Supposed to, I love that word. I actually dislike it, but you know what I mean. Just challenging the entire structure, the entire program, the entire narrative that's being written and that is being run right before your eyes. Just asking yourself if that's what you truly want, and then going from there, seeing what happens.